Welcome back to Daytime. We are with style expert Afia Francisco to create a fun girls' night in. And this is a part of style, isn't it? It's style of life.
That's it.
And we're creating a fun girls' night in. So what are some of the elements that we need to think about for this particular party?
I think that when we think about an evening, it's exactly what you said, Denise. It's like kind of a reflection of us, which is a beautiful thing. You know, you're inviting people into your home, you want it to be warm and welcoming, but that can create a little bit of anxiety if you're not necessarily like the Martha Stewart, or you don't want to like go through Pinterest forever. You know, how do you just have a beautiful night where people will enjoy it? You're setting the tone for the holidays, welcoming people in without that anxiety. So I just wanted to kind of go on the foundations of a great night in.
I love it.
So what is that? So right away, I'm going to talk about the drinks. Not that you have to have alcohol, but I mean, it definitely is something that a lot of people want to have. And sometimes I think picking wines can be a little bit intimidating if you're not well versed. So these ones are all under $20, but they're really the foundation of a good wine collection and will kind of serve everybody's needs. No matter who's at that party, you'll have something for them. So this one here, for example, this is the Stone Lee, and this is like the quintessential classic white. It's a Sauvignon Blanc. It's only $17.95, and so this is kind of like your classic. You want to ensure that this is in the fridge kind of at all times if you ever have a drop in, right?
Right.
And then you have like a darker bold red. This one is called Cupcake, which just the name alone is pretty cute,
know, it
right?
Sounds delicious.
And it's Black Forest, and it's just like a deeper bold red, something that you're going to want to pair with like aged cheese and meats. And this one here is $14.95. But then like fun and flirty for like your girls, this one is called a Moscato, and this is a rosé, and we have the white, and this is almost like your option to a sparkling wine. It's a little bit of a softer one. It's like fun and flirty. It's just kind of like a really light version. The Frizzante, it's called, is the kind of the effervescence of it. And this is just a lighter one. So this is kind of like gets the party started. So brought the champagne glasses in to think of that. So this is Moscato, which
would you serve Moscato in a champagne glass because of the bubbles?
I think absolutely, because why not? I think it's a fun thing. I don't know if that's the technical term. I might be like totally offending some sommelier out there, but I think that it's kind of what you want to do. There's nothing wrong with it, and I think it kind of sets the tone for festivities. And then I have this candle out here because I think that lighting really helps to create a mood. We know this, right? So you don't want to necessarily have your big, bold lights on overhead. If you have a dimmer, that's fantastic. But if you don't, obviously you're not going to put it in for your party. So, you know, this is now talking about candle lights, lamps, desk lamps, as opposed to your big overhead lights, because that already is going to establish that atmosphere. So imagine your guest has walked into your house. It's beautifully dimly lit. You've given them a great glass of wine or Moscato, and now you've moved into some chatter. And that can be intimidating for some people. We were talking about this, like when you get into a group, sometimes if you're super great friends, of course, this is a non-issue. But sometimes you're mixing friends, you know, you're inviting new people into your group, whatever that is. And so sometimes you're thinking, okay, what are people going to say to each other? We don't really know each other, but I definitely want to have them there. So I was thinking of games such as Cards Against Humanity, which I'll talk about, and Table Topics, because what this is Table Topics, for example, they'll do just as it sounds. They'll give you conversation topics, and I'll say, what goal do you hope to accomplish this year? So it just gets conversation started and gets people thinking and talking and beyond small talk. So if you're not somebody who's well versed at that and you kind of walk into a room going like, gosh, like, I don't want to go over the weather again. Like, where else do I go?
And even me, I find it difficult if I'm new to a group.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say, and I still want to be authentic at the same time.
That's right.
So I did go to a party one time, and they had this sitting on the fireplace mantle, and I picked out a card and it said, what are your spiritual beliefs? And so I asked it to the couple that I had never met before.
Yes.
And in fact, we shared the same beliefs.
Wow.
And as a result, we became friends.
Isn't that amazing?
Just from a conversation starter.
So I actually think it's a fantastic thing, and you can buy them for like kids and all that stuff. And I also had been to a dinner party, and they had placed one at each place setting.
Great idea.
So just throughout the night, people just kind of addressed their cards as we went, and it just really got things flowing. And of course, conversations deviate and they become something else. So now, you know, we really have set this tone for a great evening. You haven't spent a ton of money. Like I said, all the wines are under $20. The table topics, you know, as well. The candle, you know, that's nothing. And like, you could get a scented one as well, that also creates an atmosphere. So now right away, that mood is flowing. You have the perfect foundation for a girls' night in. And then why I have an outfit here, which you might be like, and what's this random thing in there, is that I love the idea of doing, oh, look at that. Oh, it suits you. I love the idea of doing a clothing swap, because I think this is kind of the direction we're heading in when it comes to fashion and clothing is, you know, we want to reuse, we want to be economically and environmentally conscious, and a way to do so is by, you know, repurposing clothes. one person's treasure is another person or a trash treasure. We know that.
Absolutely. And I'm so glad you're going to stay with us
Yeah.
after the short break, because you're going to show us some gifts that we can give for under $50.
That's it.
More with Afia when we return. Stay right there.